This is Talk 100.3.
You're on TSB, TalkSport Business on Talk 100.3. A couple of months ago, here in the studios of TSB, we were joined by some very, very influential and some incredible people on an app they developed called Mindtails, because we know there is this rising problem of mental fitness and mental health, and many people who might be too embarrassed to be able to speak to a doctor were able to find the app to be able to use as some comfort. Well, two of the makers behind this app, Neil, Jenna Kleinwort and Fatima Al Mahmoud, have been awarded the Rosalind Carter Fellowship for Mental Health Journalism in the UAE for 2022. And we're very happy to say that Jenna is joining us on the line once again. Jenna, congratulations on winning this award for your work with Mindtails.
Thank you so much. How are you?
Yeah, we're good. We're doing very well. You know, just last year you launched this. How has the success been so far?
Regarding Mindtails or the fellowship? So
No.
on the
Yes. No, regarding the fellowship, yes.
Yes. So I had to propose a project, and I've seen all the work we're doing here with Mindtails in the UAE and many other initiatives that are really promoting mental health and creating healthier workplaces, etc. So I proposed a project for the fellowship, which will also focus on pioneers on the front lines of mental health here in the UAE. So I'm very excited about that. There's many change now, and yeah.
So what does this fellowship, now that you won, what does it entail? Does it bring in some more education, some more support, some more resources to do this even better?
Yes, I will receive some training on how to address mental health, like which words to use, what is the discourse, how should you frame it, how do you address people, and how do you get them to open up, but also how can you protect their privacy when you talk about topics that are delicate, such as mental health. So we will receive training, and then in the end we will produce stories, and this is all in cooperation with the Rosalind Carter Center.
It's a fantastic award, and you've got this not only with the app, but also you've done so much work in regards to first responders and mental health. But I mean, how have you seen the COVID-19 pandemic? I mean, it's affected a lot of people, but also how has it affected healthcare workers? Because I know that was something you looked at in Lebanon.
I believe this was done by my colleague, Fatima.
Okay, yes, Fatima, yes.
Yes, so I don't have any insights on that. I think this is her project. This is what she pitched. So we both pitched the project. So I will look at the pioneers in mental health in the UAE, and Fatima will look at the first responders in mental health in Lebanon, I think.
Perfect. Now, tell me something. And now, with this fellowship, up your alley right now, with a lot more of training coming up your way, how does it now tune up for Mindtails?
Yes, I think it's going to be very helpful because you do a lot of communications. We talk to a lot of people. We want to understand what people need, what we should focus on, how we can reach them better, how can we improve the application and develop new tools. And of course, like having more knowledge, learning more about needs, human-centered design. This is all going to be very helpful. And of course, like checking if your language is correct. We can also pass along this knowledge. How should you talk about mental health? How should you frame it? Because this will allow more open communication also in the workplace. And overall, this will just make a big change in how mental health is being addressed.
It certainly has come to the forefront of so many communities given the COVID-19 pandemic. But in this region, we still have a long way to go compared to what is happening in the West. You know, how long or what can we do to maybe have a lot of, mental health support systems be included in people's insurance policies? Because that, for me, seems to be the big gap in this part of the world.
Yes, but I mean, it all starts with demand. If people start opening up more and they recognize, especially employers, that their employees need services, this is how we can also put more pressure on policymakers. Because as you said, like the end goal would also to provide mental health services by insurances and have this more included. So I think if we talk about it, if we make people more aware of their needs and also employers, this is how you can slowly change the overall environment and ecosystem. But there's still a lot to do, and as you said, especially in the region. But I think there's a positive trend, and there's many great initiatives, many great people involved, and hopefully we will see real change.
Now, there's the very important point that you made over here with regards to corporates and business owners to keep a tab on what's happening within the organization, and also with regards to the insurance. I mean, this is something that is like a pain point for a lot of people over here. But tell me something, addressing a challenge like this at an adult level is different, because we see visible signs of mental health changes or deterioration in depression, stress and stuff, but isn't it all the more challenging when it gets involved with kids? Mental health and kids is a very big challenge that literally everyone faces around here, isn't it?
Yes, of course. And now there is a lot of influence also by social media, and children are impacted. There's bullying, there's more online bullying.
Right.
But I think it helps if parents are more aware, teachers, so they might be able to spot signs earlier. But also it would be great to involve youth more, and help them identify signs and be more aware and stir the discourse more. But there's a lot of work on all fronts, but I think if we all work together and there's more awareness, and we can try to remove the stigma a bit and make the discourse more normal. And that's a great first step.
Yeah, opening up and having the conversation is the very first step. If you do want to get the app that Jenna is one of the people that's behind, it's called Mind Tales. You can get that from your wherever you get your apps from. But Jenna, congratulations again on winning the Rosalind Carter Fellowship for Mental Health Journalism. Congratulations on all your work so far, and best of luck for what is one of the most important projects you can work on in society at the moment.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you. There she is, Jenna Kleinwort, who alongside her colleague Fatima Al-Mahmoud have been awarded that fellowship. And she made a great point too, that it really is about demand. We've got to bridge that gap of what is lacking in insurance companies. And if we can find a way where there's a demand for it, people and employers need to speak up.
No, that's right. I mean, if the employers are educated about this, I'm sure that they would want to ask. And, like the demand and supply chain, if it works really well, it will benefit one and all. And I think it is integral that, it's critical that we get this thing going, because mental health checkups, going to a doctor, a psychiatrist, a psychologist is expensive, much more expensive than going to, a specialist that is going to check your heart.
Yeah, very, very true. You got to have a checkup from the neck up. You're on TSB, Talk Sport Business on Talk 100.